Hey everyone, today in this video I'll be showing you how to use Draw.io or diagrams.net. So this is going to be more focused for beginners. So I'm going to be showing you how to create certain diagrams and what you can basically do, the basics and everything you need to know for the basics. So diagrams.net or Draw.io is used for creating multiple diagrams like flow charts, network diagrams, and all those kinds of diagrams that you can do, even charts. So simply to start, you just go ahead and go to drawio.com, this website over here. Or if you want, you can just go diagrams.net and it's going to also send you to the same website. Once you're here, you've got two options. Either download the application, which is for free. You can just use it on desktop, or if you want, you can just use it on the web. It's pretty much the same thing, so it's up to you. For now, I'm just going to use the web, and to do so, we just basically click on start. You don't really need any login or registration, so just click on start. In here, let me just remove everything. So to start off, let's just say the obvious, state the obvious here. On the left side are going to be the shapes that you will be using and also the connectors, which will be connecting shapes to each other simply. And here you've got more than just, general shapes. You've got flowcharts, you've got UML, which is going to be something like this. You've got more like basic items and advanced. You've got a lot of things to work with. Let's just stick to the generals for now, and then we will move our way down. And on the right side is going to be the pretty much the properties of the diagram. Meaning the grid obviously is going to show you the grid. If you turn it off, it's just going to be a solid color. We basically need to turn this on to make it easier for ourselves to, compare the distance between each object or shape and the size and all those things. So it's going to be easier when you have the grid on. Page view is simply making the whole page the size of a page. You can also adjust the paper size. If we go down here to paper size, we can just make the change. So if we want an A4, for example, we just select it, and as you can see, the page size changes. And we can also turn it off to have a unlimited space to work with. But it's up to you. Usually you want to keep it to like a page size, which could be better to for PDFs and all of those things. So that's something that you can do. Another thing that you can do is get a background color. So if we just click on this background color and we just make it, for example, white. As you can see, we have a white page. But for now, let's just keep it black. And you also have like shadow and sketch, other things that you can use here. Now, let's start with the basics. So this website is usually just going to be drag and drop. So if we want a shape, we just drag and drop. Simple as that. Now, what you can do with the shape is a lot, actually. You can resize it by grabbing one of the dots and just moving it the way we want. You can move it around, and you can also rotate the object. So let's just rotate it back. We can resize it, and it's as simple as that. Now, you can see the upper arrow, left and down and right. What are those? If you click on the right arrow, for example, it's going to ask you for another shape. So this is basically going to copy the same shape and put it on the right side. If I select up, it's going to be up. So let's just select this shape over here, the diamond shape. See, it's going to be a good amount of distance, and we can do it again. Same distance is going to be connected. Now you can adjust the size accordingly. But let's not jump into that just yet. Let's first talk about more about what you can do with a shape. Over here on the right side, you can see the style. You should be able to change the color the way you want. If you don't like the colors in here, you can simply just go ahead and click on this and select your color from here. Once you're happy with it, you can also click on gradient if you want to have a gradient. Obviously, choose a different color. Let's make it black, and you can change the gradient direction. So let's make it west so it's more prominent if you want. You can also change the line. You can turn it off if you want. As you can see, the line around it disappears. And you can make it dotted, the line, and you can also increase or decrease the line size or thickness. So all of those things are in here within the line. Let's just make it black again. And you can also make it transparent by clicking off or checking off the fill option. But for now, let's just keep it black. Now, another thing that you can do with the shapes is add the text to it, inside of it. To do so, you simply just select the shape and then you just double click. From here is going to give you the prompt to type whatever you want. So let's just type whatever in here. And now, as you can see, we have a text in the middle of the oval shape. Now, in order to play around with the text, you go ahead on the right side from style, you go and click on text. And in text here is going to be a whole different section only dedicated to the text. So here you can first change the font. You can make it bold if you want, and you can change the font size over here. Other things you can do, you can make it stick to the left, right, or center. And here is going to be for up and down, but it's not going to work well because it's an oval shape. So it's just going to be stuck over there. Anyways, let's just keep it to the middle. So you can make it, for example, right, up. It's up to you. Let's make it center. We can make it bold, italics. It's up to us. Now in here, and the font color, obviously you will be able to change the color of the text. So again, green. And then you can also add background color to the text. It's not obvious here because it's black. You can just add a background color and border, which is going to be like a square around it. You can play around with this and just figure things out to make the text the way you want. You have many options. By the way, for the font, you don't really get many options here, but you also get the custom options. So if you have a font, you can just upload it over here and start using it, which is great. But from the pre-built, you don't really have a lot of options, but you have really good ones. So in here, if we get, go back to here, if we get another shape, like a square, for example, let's resize it, make it bigger. Let's say we want to, so if I want to move this and then I have to move this, it's going to be a little bit of a hard task if I have a lot of things. So I can just group them. This way I can move them together. So to do so, you just basically hold left click and select both, or however many shapes or items you want to group. And then you just right click and then you click on group. This way, if I move them, you don't just move one of them. So let me just go back. This way, if you move them from here, you can move them together. If you click on one, this way you'll move only an individual object. So now we have them grouped and we can move them together. Let's say we want to redo that. We don't really want to group them anymore. We can just simply right click and then ungroup after obviously selecting both of them. My bad. After selecting both of them, you can just right click, ungroup. So that's how the grouping works, which is going to be very useful, by the way. So now you have your shapes. You have a circle, you have a square over here. And let's also add another one. Let's add another circle over here, for example. So let's say we want to connect them. So this leads to this and this leads to that. To do so, you obviously you need to add a connector. So to do so, you just go to general here And you have three types of connectors here. You've got a line, and you've got the bidirectional line, which has two arrows. Could be useful sometimes, but the most used one is going to be the directional arrow, which is basically the normal arrow. So to use this, we just drag and drop it wherever you want, wherever you want in the screen. From here, we will start actually connecting them. We first grab the first part of the arrow and we drag it to the circle. Now you have three options here when you drag it to an object. You have either do this, and you just drag it and you see the blue outline. This way it's going to be connected to the border of the shape. So it's just going to slide off the shape, as you can see. It's not always stuck for example, to the right side of the circle. It can go down, left, depending on the position of the circle. That's one option. So let's readjust. So that's one option. The other option is if you grab the connector, and if you go here, you see some dots are in the circle, like this one, that one, this one. If we connect it to one of them, so let's for example connect it to this one over here, it's not going to move. It's only going to be stuck to it. And you can also have the third option, which is going to be if we grab it over here, we can do custom placement, which is going to be inside the circle. So if we move the connector inside, you will find the green highlight. If you see the green highlight, that means it's going to drop wherever the mouse cursor is. So if we would drop it here, it's going to be stuck to this position and it's not going to move, as you can see. So those are the three options to connect. The most common one is just going to be connecting it to the border, like so. So let's do it to the square. Let's connect it to the border of the square. For the green one, as I said, it's going to be connected as the cursor is, and it's not going to be moving. It's going to be static. So we want to find the blue outline. Usually to find it, you just go like on the border and just go a little bit down, and this way you can just find the blue border. Sometimes it just glitches. So like so. Once you find this blue color, you just let go, and now you can just see it slides off. Now let's connect again this one to that one. So we grab the connector. Let's grab this one for now, as an example, obviously. Oh, my bad. We grab this to here, and we grab this to here. Now they are connected. Now let's connect another one up top here. So we want another one over here. Instead of actually going through the trouble of adding this and another shape, we can just click on it, and as I showed you before, upper arrow, let's say I want this shape over here. My bad. You can just click on it, and then you can adjust the size of it, and we can add a text if you want. So that's how you can just simply connect items. These two are not aligned properly. Like, as you can see, this is a little bit lower, this is a little bit up top. To actually make them a little bit aligned, you can just select both over here, and then you can go to the arrange option up top. From the arrange option, you've got a few options here, like flip. You can do the align. Here is going to be align them to the left. This way, this is just going to go to the square, and if we do this, the square is going to go to the circle. But if we want to align them, we can just click over here. Oh, no, not this one. It's going to be this one over here. So this is for the vertical, and this is for the horizontal. So this is going to make them aligned horizontally, and this is going to be aligned them vertically, basically. And now they have a straight line, and we can again do it over here if we want. This way we will have it aligned properly. If we have like three items up top of each other, one is like higher and then one is lower, you can just use this. You can also use distribute to distribute items horizontally or vertically. Again, you need more than just two objects to do so. And those are really the basics. Like, you can just play around with what I have showed you, and you can create a really great diagram, really. So you can again go to UML, for example. You have multiple options to choose from. You got, for example, this one over here. This, wherever you want to change the text, you just double tap and then put your own text over in here, and you don't click enter, you just click out of here, and then you can change the text for each one and the size, and you can again group them together and have a fun little group over here by just going ahead and doing that, and you can move them together and just play around with the text style and all of those things. So obviously the color of the background changed here because I have them all selected and grouped. So that's how it works. So it's very simple, very simple. It's not really complicated. And I just showed you the basics so you can basically do the rest on your own, because there's nothing else to show here. You simply know how to put a text, and you just double click. You know how to adjust the text style, how to group, how to align them. So it's very simple. I hope this video was helpful, and yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.